We are happy that you have appeared. Very happy. You do not have the right to be called Keeper yet, but we already think of you as our little brother. We are proud of you and glad that you ascended. But until you have learned and followed the commandments and seen the revelation, you are an enemy. One mistake and you could ruin everything. And if you act, we will execute you. For now you must wait. Study diligently and follow the commandments, and your apprenticeship will be a blink in time. We will accept you into the Brotherhood of the Righteous and hold a feast in your honor. Rejoice, for soon your first mentor will greet you.
Commands. To their righteousness the most prove worthy of a blessed void.
Well, I just sort of wandered up here, so they clearly think I'm of the righteous sort, and I should probably milk that for all it's worth while I can.
They climb through depths. From where color is unheard, the mind itself denies color's existence.
Huh.
A great act of faith earned their paradise.
So they believe this is a paradise. The void forbid they should ever be able to see themselves.
They see Linfa as a god.
So, I think they're fine with the fact that I'm sucking it up, but when I start converting it, I'm converting away their god, and they take a little bit of offence at that. Not going to work in my favour.
No greater reward than to become a keeper of heaven.
As in a brother.
They've surely earned their reward,
And the power of their law is now nearly infinite. And their law seems to be summed up as guilty unless proven innocent. So, all I can do, all I've been told to do, is wait. So, if I wait...
Do not be tempted by hearts, and do not be hasty. Everything has its time and place. Devouring more than
You're wasting Nerva from your hearts.
What he said at the end there was, taking more than necessary is taboo. So, presumably I should take just enough to survive, and absolutely no more. And that's consistent with what he told me to do before. He told me to wait. So, basically, I'll be fine as long as I do absolutely nothing. But that wouldn't make much of a game now, would it? I don't really have a choice in the matter, so I'm going to carry on as if I am the man who has lost everything there is to lose. On the other hand, he did say, give me a mentor and throw a feast in my honour, so it is looking quite rosy. As you can hear by the silence, Sister Death has stopped telling me whether there are creatures around now, so the honeymoon is well and truly over. Several cycles on, and the trees are only offering me tiny morsels of colour. It won't be long before they dry up completely and can't be used for quite some time. That won't stop me from ending up with way too much gold.
I'll be your guiding light.
I've got no more trees to plant now, so really the only means of me getting colour to feed Uta with is by converting the rest of the emerald I've got.
Don't fear death. There is no death in the void.
Glasius pointed out in the thread that "Don't fear it, there is no death" could be referring to the sister, which is especially compelling given the fact that it is her patron colour gold that often utters it. Is she an external factor? And if so, is that the reason why she shouldn't be feared? Speaking of gold, my Nerva and my Lympha are both entirely full, and I don't even have a use for it right now, so I'll probably start using it for general purpose along with Azure. I've forgotten exactly what its negative effect is. There's no sense gambling on it, and I'm done here, so I'll check that now. Here's my journal where I can read what people have said, or I can look at the void. It tells me what each colour does, and I'm not entirely sure what the number is for, whether it's ratios or percentiles. Emerald is quite high, raising the obligatory minimum number of colour droplets for each glyph, which we already established wasn't that big a deal, nothing to worth changing your playstyle over. We have quite a lot of gold, which makes the void jealous. I can't remember if I mentioned that previously. The brothers will pay closer attention to the sisters and punish them by ripping out the hearts I've opened. Sure, it sounds bad. It sounds really bad. But in truth, I don't need to worry about it right now. There'll be time to rectify it or overcome anything that it does to me in the future. To clarify, I've got absolutely no problem in using as much gold as I can get my grubby little hands on. There's plenty of amber and violet going on in the mine here, which, as you'll recall, I need to use for the sister on the right path. Well, first Will has to tell me something. He's a little bit more negatively inclined towards me, shall we put it. Let's hear what he has to say.
Whoever you are, you acted recklessly and vainly. You wasted precious color. You ruined the Nameless Sister's chambers. But, worst of all, you almost woke the murderer that lives inside her. You must fix this criminal mistake. Rip her heart out and make her as she was before. You have one cycle to do this. Just one. Do you hear? Then lie still in the void and humbly wait for us to decide your fate. Because right now, we don't like you one bit.
Oh, Manta didn't seem that impressed with me either, but at least he was giving me a chance. I'd better go ask her what this is all about. I suppose at the end it comes down to who I trust more, Sister Death, or the ironically headless embodiment of hostile mindfuckery. Giving me one cycle. What's that all about? Manta talked about execution, so I guess that's what's in store. I'd like to see them try and put me in a noose. I'd probably just dangle there all weightless for the rest of eternity, which might be a slight improvement to my current situation. They could just stab the lifeblood out me instead, probably best avoided. Hey there, sister. How's it going? What have I gotten us into?
I'm sorry. I was wrong. I didn't know. I will tear out the heart you opened in me. Take it, so they won't dare to touch you. You must act differently and be twice as careful. Don't anger them, and don't offer me any more color. I won't be able to refuse it, and will have to allow you to pass. But you should not go any farther. I know the hearts and colors are there, and your Ola is dying there. But don't. It's better you live than Ola. Go, and be a good apprentice.
Torch. This glyph charges the air with color, lighting the creator's path in the dark. The more color that is used to draw the glyph, the farther the light will shine. A second use of the glyph disperses the illumination.
So she tore yet another heart out and gave it to me, and with each one I get a new ability. As long as she's still alive afterwards, it's for the best, I suppose. Did I really just say that? With each new high power comes more desperate ways to appease them, sad but true. This glyph itself isn't that useful. There's maybe 1 or 2 areas of the game where it can be used, but I'll probably forget by the time I get there. I have too much on my mind. So I've sheared off the tutorial here. She still has these 2 hearts here, so she isn't completely lost. Those are the ones that I opened, so they're going to remain so. But I don't know how much of a stockpile she has. But now we've got the brothers, and my only sister, whose advice I've been told to heed. They're all telling me to wait, to stop being a nuisance, and don't search for Ola because it'll just lead to my death. It's apparently better that she dies rather than me, which in turn implies that it's better that the sister gives me her heart rather than getting myself executed. Pretty much any way I can use to rationalise these turn of events, I'm quite grateful for right now. I'm passing as much emerald through me as I can right now, since it won't be long before I start needing it. Laying off on the gold for now, even though that extra heart has given me 10 more capacity in my palette. I'm going to have